We are back for game two here at Vol State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. We're at the Nichols Softball Complex. Lady Pioneers won game one 7-5. And everything's going to be fine because Bo Fuqua is checked in on our treesesports at gmail.com. I don't think a game goes by that he's not checked in, but now he's logged in. Father of Michaela Fuqua down in Decatur, Alabama. My wife just drove through there on her way down to Mississippi to see three of our grandchildren and two daughters living in Mississippi. I always drive through Decatur. She stopped at the Zaxby's down there. Got her some sustenance, and then that's where you get off the interstate and go the 4-lane highways, not the interstates, on to Columbus and Caledonia, Mississippi. Umpire meeting has concluded, and we are ready to go. The Lady Pioneers will take the field. Let's get you the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. The Lady Vols will hit mostly like they did in game one. Delaney Hilp in center field leading off. Kara Phillips batting second, playing right field. Kylie Irwin will get a position this game. Playing third base, batting third. Kaylee Futrell at second base, hitting cleanup. Skylar Rachel back behind the plate, batting fifth. Trista Moore in left field, batting sixth. Larkin Cordy will get her first at-bats of the day. She's the designated player. Jordan Meng moves across the diamond to first base, batting eighth. And Anarola back at shortstop, hitting ninth. In the circle for John A. Logan, number one, Lauren Lenahan. She's a sophomore from Bunker Hill, Illinois. And she will deliver pitches to the Pioneers, who will play the field like this. Katie Robinson, the new left fielder here in game two. Anna Harrison back in center. Shelby Green in right. Willow Carden, the new third baseman. Maya Collier back at shortstop. Michaela Fuqua at second. Erica Abbott at first, and Lydia Kirby back behind the plate for head coach Christian Lynn in his second year. All State now with a 13-4 record. John A. Logan with the loss falls to 7-2. And Delaney Hilp stands in the batter's box. Cheris Nichols out for her 10th appearance. Delivers a changeup on the inside corner for a called strike, and we are underway here in game two. 3:20 p.m. Central Time. Swinging a foul back. Count goes no balls and two strikes to Hilp. Game time temperature is 79 degrees as we begin here in Middle Tennessee. I asked my Alexa this morning what the weather is going to be like today. She said a high of 70. She missed that, just like Delaney Hilp missed that slider, that little spinner. And the first batter that Cheris Nichols faces goes down swinging for out number one. Kara Phillips, the right fielder, stands in. She had a hit in 4 plate appearances, but only 2 of those were official. She walked and laid down a sacrifice bunt as well. Looks at ball one out. Yep. In the right-handed batter's box for a called strike, says our home plate umpire, whose name I don't know. Phillips scored a run, also in game one. Swings and misses there for strike two. A freshman from Nevada, Missouri. John A. Logan, located in Carterville, Illinois, just outside of Marion, Illinois. Might be a little bigger city. It's actually just right down the road, I think. Was there not this past fall, but the fall before that. Vol State baseball team played a game on campus at John A. Logan. There's a called strike 3, as we have a wide zone here, folks. You better step to the plate and get your bat moving. They was sitting right behind home plate, up a couple stories, or at least one story. This would be the second floor. And I don't know that I could have swung on a couple of those. That's definitely going to be a called strike. That's a ball and a half off the plate, and I'm okay with that. When you start going 2 and 3 balls, these are some pretty decent sized balls. Just doesn't seem to give the batter a chance. Line drive, that'll get down into center field for a base hit. 2 out knock for Kylie Irwin. That's exactly what she did in game 1 in the first. With 2 outs and nobody on, she delivered a single right up the middle. She was 1 for 3 in game 1 and also drew a walk. Brings up Katie Futrell, the second baseman. She was 1 for 4. Scored a run. Christian Lynn's parents were here, at least for game 1. I'm not sure if they're still here or not. Kimberly, his mother, might have had to go back to work. Johnny Lynn definitely needs to go to work. He's got a basketball game to coach tonight. Men's team is out of conference tonight. Was supposed to be playing Dyersburg State men. That slider misses up. Now 3-0 count to Futrell. But Dyersburg State's men's basketball team had to shutter operations this year. Had all kinds of roster issues. Actually had a couple players who had passed away. One passed away at the beginning of the year, and I think one was shot and killed during the season. So very, very sad year for the Dyersburg State Eagles athletic department. Steve Cornelius, the new athletic director, popped up down the left field line. Collier gives chase, can't get to it. It falls right in front of Katie Robinson for a bloop single. And now with 2 outs, 2 are on as Futrell gets a base knock just out of the reach of Amaya Collier, the shortstop, coming over toward the third base line. Skylar Rachel will stand in. 2 out and 2 on. Skylar was 1 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Had a sacrifice fly. Had 1 RBI. Also struck out once. Cheers Nichols trying to get out of the first. Fastball a little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beautiful sunny day here. Popped up and out of play on the left side. Trista Moore in the on deck area awaiting her chance to come to the plate. One-two pitch. Slider outside. Not sure if that's what she calls that pitch. There is spin on it as it gets to the plate, and it's moving away from the right-handed batter, just like in baseball, it would be called a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a changeup there, and down goes Rachel, and 3 strikeouts in the inning for Cheris Nichols. Strands 2. Headed to the bottom of the first, no score. Thanks for joining me today on the Ball State Sports Network on YouTube. Michaela Fuquay to lead off for the Pioneers, as she's done all year long. I believe she was the leadoff batter a year ago. Corey Harris, I think, batted second. And Fuquay will take a called strike on the first pitch she sees from Lauren Lenahan. Fuquay 2 for 3 in game one, scored 2, drove in a run, also reached on a walk, grounds one foul down the first baseline. Jordan Ming, the new first baseman in this game, moving from third base over to first. Giving way to Kylie Irwin, who's now the third baseman. So Michaela Fuquay, Erica Abbott, and Amaya Collier due up for Vol State. 0-2 pitch coming to Fuquay. It misses way out. Busy day in athletics here on the campus of Volunteer State. Doubleheader softball, doubleheader basketball, women's and men's action later tonight. Women tip it off at 5:30 against the Lady Eagles of Dyersburg State. Conference action, Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. Conference. 2-2 pitch to Fuquay. Lined right back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Fuquay on in the bottom of the first for Vol State. Picks up her third hit of the game. And it brings Erica Abbott, who was hitless in game one. Fuquay came into the day hitting .453. That average will go up. Abbott takes a called strike at the knees. Let's get to the wide shot so you can see Michaela Fuquay on the bases. There's a shot to first base. Meng will step on the base after collecting that hot shot off the bat of Erica Abbott. Fuquay was going on the pitch. She gets down to second base, so a 3 unassisted. Retires Abbott, brings Amaya Collier to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Be careful, Fuquay could score on an infield single from second. Very, very fast. Collier 2 for 3 in game one. She had a double, RBI, and a walk. Scored twice. Pops that one up and out of play. Collier, the sophomore from Russellville, Kentucky. That's just across the Tennessee state line into Kentucky. Transfer from Central Arkansas. This one's popped up on the right side, dancing around and dropping is Kara Phillips. And Fuquay on the throw to third base is going to go ahead and score. John A. Logan would love to have that play back. But there's the Framework Athletics first run of the game, scored on an error. The pop-up confused Katie Futrell, but it was straight behind her. But the right fielder, Kara Phillips, came in and looked like she had a beat on it, was under it, and she just dropped the ball. Michaela Fuquay, as soon as she saw the ball hit the dirt or the grass, she takes off to third base. But then when the throw from right field came into the infield, it went to third instead of to home. Fuquay saw that, and she stutter-stepped, and she just kept on going, and there was no chance for Kylie Irwin to collect the ball and then throw home to Rachel. So Vol State gets an unearned run as it stands right now. Lydia Kirby will step up with a run in and a runner on. She's going to square around a bunt, throw down to second. Is not in time to get Collier. So a stolen base and a called strike. Now another runner in scoring position for Kirby, who had 4 RBIs in game one. 3 of them came on a bases loaded double, and she's going to get another one there. That's off the end of the bat, drops right into the outfield grass behind the third baseman. And Vol State leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Kirby is an RBI machine. Second hit of the inning brings up Shelby Green, who moved up in the batting order. She looks at a fastball above the letters for ball 1. Shelby batted in the 8 hole and was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Scored a run in game 1 of the doubleheader, won by Ball State. Line drive out to right field, and Kara Phillips will handle that. That's the second out of the inning. Should be the third out. Brings Carly Costley, the DP, to the plate. She played third base in game 1, was 2 for 4. Looks at ball 1 that's just barely missed the inside corner there. Most times umpires give you the pitchers the outside corner, but the inside corner, they call that fairly tightly from my experience in baseball and in softball. There's a half swing ground ball to center fielder, bobbled by Hilp, and that will allow Kirby to move over to third. So 2 errors in the inning. Now runners at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line and Game Time Sports Field. They provide netting and padding and dirt and leveling and everything you need to get a softball field or baseball field ready for play. First pitch to Katie Robinson, getting her first at-bat of the day. It was in the dirt. Katie, the daughter of Ricky and Nikki from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Right down the can for a called strike. Hitting right at 300. She has 6 singles, 3 RBIs. See a freshman from Blackman High School. Squaring around a bunt, pulls the bat back. Runner does not go from first. Not sure that Costley is a base stealer. Christian Lynn might have thought about putting on a play with 2 outs with Kirby at first. She also is not a base stealer. Ground ball into the hole, backhanded by Rolla, and she's going to have no play. There's an infield single and an RBI for Katie Robinson. The Lady Pioneers lead 3-0. Back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit. Sporting Goods store in Nashville, supporters of Vol State baseball and softball. As Willow Carden gets her first at-bat of the day. Looks at a called strike. Willow, freshman from Manchester, Tennessee, Coffee County High School. She started to go on a pitch outside, did not. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. So 4 hits in the inning. Fuquay, Kirby, Costley, and Robinson popped up. That'll get out of play. Off the visitors' dugout. 8th batter to come to the plate here in the first. Ball State with 2 out and 2 on, 3 in. Take a 3-0 lead. Ground ball down the third base line, and that's going to be fair. Just inside the bag off the foot of Kylie Irwin, and that's going to score 1. Give Willow Carden a dudette double and an RBI. Ball State leads 4-0. Just on the fair side of the third base bag, Irwin tried to glove that. I think it might have hit off of her foot. Score costly as Anna Harrison tries to lay down a bunt. So now that's back-to-back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit. Ball State won game 1 7-5. Leading here in the bottom of the first 4-0. Lauren Lenahan delivers. It's popped up. That's going to get under the grass. One hop to help. Throw to the plate. Will hold costly at third, but on the throw, Anna Harrison moves down to second base. A single and an RBI. Vol State leads 5-0, and that will end the afternoon for Lauren Lenahan. So she faces 9 batters, and I wouldn't say Vol State just smoked all these hits, but that's 4 straight hits. Back-to-back-to-back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit. And we have a new pitcher in the circle for the Lady Vols from John A. Logan. Number 20, Haley Pasquino, that's my final answer. From Heron, Illinois. She's a freshman that will come on in relief of Laura Lenahan, who had a little bit of tough luck. There's all kinds of unearned runs there due to the error out in right field. On a dropped fly ball. So not all her fault, Lauren Lenahan, but she goes 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 6 hits so far, 5 runs. Did not walk a batter or strike out a batter. And Michaela Fuqua looks at the first pitch from Haley Pasquino for ball 1. Fuqua started the inning off with a single right up the middle. Cause havoc on the base paths. Takes that pitch down low. 2 balls and a strike to the sophomore second baseman. Played right field last year, playing second base, staying on the right side of the diamond as she takes a ball outside. Pitch has been called a strike, but not this time. That one's going to be right down the can, and we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. 2 out and 2 on. Fuqua slashes it foul. Just joining us for game 2. The stats are not updated for John A. Logan with relation to their 2 games yesterday. Ground ball off the arm of third baseman Kylie Irwin. The throw to the plate to try to get Willow Carton or Anna Harrison. Not in time. That'll be another error, and 2 more runs come in for the Lady Pioneers as they put a touchdown and an extra point on the board here in the bottom of the first. No RBIs credited to Fuqua as Erica Abbott, still looking for her first hit of the day, looks at ball 1. Abbott grounded out hard to first baseman Jordan Ming in her first at-bat here in the first. The 11th batter to come to the plate for the Lady Pioneers. Fuqua head first slide to second base. Pitch called a strike. It's not a matter of if Michaela Fuqua is going to attempt to steal a base. It's when. Had one in game one, and that's the second of the day. As that pitch just misses low and outside. The National Division I stolen base leader a year ago, I believe it was 82. Swing and a miss. Abbott down on strikes. It's a good pitch there by Pasquino. The Pioneers put 7 on the board in the bottom of the first and lead 7-0. We'll be right back for the second inning after this short break. Top of the second we go. We have a change out in the outfield. New right fielder replacing Shelby Green is Kylie Maldonado, a freshman from Rancho Cucamonga, California, transferred from Ottawa University. Everyone else remains the same, and Trista Moore will lead off in the second, facing Charis Nichols. First pitch swinging. Moore fouls that one off. Trista Moore, the left fielder for John A. Slider misses outside. Charis Nichols had 32 innings of work prior to today's game in her 9 appearances. This is her 5th start of the year. Comes in with a 4-1 record, has 1 complete game. Ground ball to third, and that's going to get right on by Willow Carden into left field. The ball was stroked. I'm going to put base hit on my score sheet. It's a 50-50 ball probably. Just a little bit to her left, but hit very, very well. So Trista Moore on my score sheet. Now 4 for 4 on the day. Larkin Cordy looks at an off-speed pitch. Let's get her on there. On deck, Jordan Ming. Cordy fouls that one off. Loses her elbow pad. A freshman from Metropolis, Illinois. Massac County High School. Had a young man for Shawnee. What was his name? Drew Jacobs, I believe. Was a catcher for Shawnee yesterday, and he's from Metropolis. His parents, Mike and Kelly Jacobs, were here in attendance. 2-1 is fouled off yesterday for the doubleheader. Not a good day for Shawnee. It's a great day for Vol State as they won 10-0 and 19-0. First 2 games of the year for Shawnee, but back to Metropolis, Illinois. Massac County High School is also the home of former Vol State baseball player Jace Mizell. Popped up in the infield. Who's going to take it? Erica Abbott over, and she'll make the catch right in front of where Michaela Fuqua was standing for out number 1. Fuqua heads up play to go over to first base to cover the bag in case that ball dropped or in case Trista Moore wandered off the bag a little too far. Now Jordan Ming, who was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, steps in, looks at ball 1 outside. Played third base in game 1, moved over to first base here in game 2. Ming wears the number 00 from Kirksville, Missouri. Just a hair high from Cheris Nichols. Apparently looked pretty good to me. Wind has been blowing out all day long. We've only had 1 home run, and that was right down the right field line by Trista Moore. That was in the 2nd inning of game 1. It was a line drive. There was no wind aid to that, but it just barely hit the fair pole. Glanced actually over the fence on the foul side. 3-0 pitch right down Broadway. On deck, Anna Rolla. Ball 4, and Cheris Nichols has provided a free pass to Jordan Ming. Meng. That's the first walk of the game for Nichols. Charis, spelled Charis. She's from Clarksville, Tennessee. She's a Wildcat, the Clarksville High School Wildcats. Popped up. This is playable for Kirby. She doesn't turn around, which is the classic way to catch a pop-up for a catcher. Has to catch the ball going away from her, but she looked like it was a piece of cake for her. And the second out brings up Delaney Hilp to the plate. She struck out swinging in the first inning. Looks at a ball outside of the zone. Nichols trying to wiggle off the hook again with 2 runners on and 2 outs. She had, after 2 strikeouts in the top of the first, give up singles to Irwin and Futrell before striking out Rachel to end the inning. Gets a called strike there to the leadoff batter and center fielder for John A. Logan. Delaney Hilp, Hilpp, from Louisville, Kentucky. She's a sophomore. Two balls and a strike to the right-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. Pitch might have been out of the strike zone. Stays alive, fouls that pitch back. Three hits in the ball game for John A. Logan have not been able to push across their first run. Ball State won game 1, 7-5. Back and forth contest. Swing and a miss. Cheris Nichols picks up another strikeout. Not a big strikeout pitcher coming in, but she's got 4 out of the 6 outs here in just 2 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Headed to the bottom of the second, Vol State leads 7-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube. Maya Collier to lead off the second inning. First pitch from Haley Pasquino misses. And ball two. All-State was 7 runs. They were all unearned in the first inning, by my calculation. Popped up and out of play. That'll get maybe into the visitors' bullpen. Collier reached on an error by the right fielder, stole second, ended up coming around to score. Swing and a miss. I didn't have the count up there right at all. She goes down on strikes. Route number 1. It's back-to-back strikeouts by Pasquino. That brings Lydia Kirby to the plate. I'll try to do better on my scoreboard, folks. Ground ball to the right side. It's easy play for Jordan Ming. That's 2 outs quickly here in the second. Kirby single, drove in a run, and scored in the first. Shelby Green not at the plate. This is right-handed batting Kylie Maldonado, getting her first at-bat of the day. She came on for Green in the top of the inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Pasquino stepping on the gas on that one. And again, it's climbing the ladder. Maldonado doesn't go after that one. Nor that pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maldonado, redshirt freshman, 5'5", lives here in Hendersonville now. She's a exercise science major. Slices one foul down the first base line. Just missed the base. Daughter of Sam and Cindy Maldonado. Sister to Josh and Jeremiah. Hello to Grandma, who lives out in Arizona. Might be listening in on the Vol State Sports Network. It's free. Popped up on the right side. That'll get out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And like I always say, if it's free, it's for me. Give me 3. I'm sure that's not an original thought for me, but I haven't heard anybody else say it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Make that a full count. Ministry's full count. We'll do another verse of the game. If you want to, you got a favorite verse, send me an email at treesports@gmail.com. Full count pitch is up. It's ball 4, and Maldonado reaches. Kylie came in hitting .500. She was 5 for 10. This is her 6th game to play. 5 hits, all singles, has 3 RBIs. Scored 3 runs. And that's her 2nd walk of the year as Carly Costley stands in the DP. She had a single up the middle, squares around a bunt. It is fouled back. Costley is a sophomore transfer from Johnson University. It's a small Christian school in the Knoxville area. We were up there for the baseball team this past fall to play against their baseball team. Fouled off and over the screen Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Head baseball coach there is Dave Serrano, who formerly coached the University of Tennessee squad a few years ago. 0-2 pitch, 2 outs and 1 on. That's going to be strike 3 called on the outside corner. A couple of strikeouts for Pasquino in the inning. She now has 3. And Ball State strands a runner. No runs, no hits, no errors. We are through 2. We're scheduled for 7. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Charis Nichols back out in the circle for the 3rd inning. She will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Lady Vols lineup. Kara Phillips, Kylie Irwin, and Katie Futrell. First pitch, a changeup. I don't even think that winked at the outside corner. But it was called a strike. Phillips struck out looking in the first. Infield is in. As that pitch misses low and away. Willow Carden at 3rd. Amaya Collier at short. Michaela Fuqua at 2nd. Erica Abbott at 1st. Lydia Kirby behind the plate. Katie Robinson out in left field. I believe that might still be Anna Harrison in center. Kylie Maldonado is in right. To get the Bushnell 10x42s out to see if that's Anna Harrison. Yes, it is. She's going to get a chance, but it's going to fall right in front. Kara Phillips just reached out and touched that 2-1 pitch, lined it into center field for a leadoff single. She's now 1 for 2. 4th hit of the game for John A. Logan. Brings up Kylie Irwin. Slider just misses outside. The uniformity of softball umpires is very different from baseball umpires. I don't know how that got worked. Popped up, that's going to be in fair territory, and in comes Katie Robinson to make the catch for out number 1. When they make their call on like a strike call primarily, they, I guess, announce it, which I can't hear in the soundproof press box that I'm in, as Katie Futrell stands into the plate, looks at a called strike, and that's what they all do. They are leaned down, they make the call audibly, stand up, and then raise that right hand just above their right shoulder and close the fist. In baseball, it's all manner. Fly ball out to center field. Anna Harrison's turning, and that ball's going to leave the yard. Katie Futrell has just put John A. Logan on the board. It hits the secondary screen behind the chain link fence, and that's a 2-run home run. The first 2 runs of the game driven in by Futrell. She's now 2 for 2 in game 2. That one, I think she just got up in the air, and not that the wind pushed it out, but it sure helped it. The wind is blowing out to dead center field. That brings Skylar Rachel to the plate. Ball State lead cut to 5 now. 2 hits in the inning. That's the 7th home run given up on the year for Cheris Nichols. Only 8, make it 9, have left the yard. Brooklyn Levin gave up her 2nd in game 1. And in the first 5 games of the year, John A. Logan did not show a home run on their stats. Not sure if they hit any yesterday against Dyersburg State, but if not, then they collected their very first one in game 1, a solo home run by Trista Moore, who's on deck. Swing and a miss. As a bus rolls in out there by center field. Don't know if that's John A. Logan's. I would doubt that's John A.'s bus. It may be with Dyersburg State ladies. That ball's high and deep to left field, and that will hit off the top of the fence, stay in the field of play. Skylar Rachel picks up an extra base hit here with 1 out. So 3 out of 4 have reached. A single, a home run, and a double. There's a fly out in the middle of that. Now Trista Moore, who's not been retired all day long, stands in the right-handed batter's box. Moore is a sophomore. See what she was hitting before the Dyersburg series. Swing and a miss. She was only hitting .333, 3 hits and 9 official plate appearances with a couple of doubles. Again, I don't know what happened yesterday at Dyersburg. Those stats have not been entered yet. Phillips started the inning off with a single up the middle, fly out by Irwin. And then a 2-run home run by Katie Futrell, followed up by a double by Skylar Rachel. That's popped up on the right side. Kylie Maldonado has that one measured, makes the catch. Had to look at her glove and make sure nearly a double play as Amaya Collier caught the cutoff throw from Maldonado, and Skylar Rachel had to scamper back to second base before being tugged out. Tug out or tagged out? I'm going to go tagged out. Just sounds better. So now 2 outs brings up Larkin Cordy. So that's the first time that Trista Moore's been retired today. Larkin Cordy popped out to the first baseman in her first plate appearance. Looks at ball 1 from Nichols. Swing and a miss. Brings the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. 270, now 9 broadcasts for Vol State Sports. Swinging another miss. Had my 500th broadcast a couple weeks ago on a Vol State baseball game with Chattanooga. That was not all with Vol State. That includes the summer baseball collegiate team that I broadcast for, and that's how I got my start. After the summer of 2021 and about 50 broadcasts in the months of June and July, for the first time, really broadcasting sports, 2-2 pitch popped up and out of play. That's what I was asked by the Full Count Ministries to broadcast their inaugural season, the summer of 2021, and it was like a drug that had been injected into me. Been retired now for 10 years, but I was retired 6 years then, and wished I'd have found that right after retirement, because I've fallen in love with it. Another foul ball, that'll get out of play. So after 2 months of broadcasting in the summer in Hendersonville, I had to find another place to do it. Walked down here, or drove down here to Vol State. Jim McGuire was just getting started with the baseball program, and I asked, and he said yes. And I've been broadcasting Vol State baseball and now basketball and softball this is my 4th year. Pitch is up with a Full Count Ministries full count. That's why it's a Full Count Ministries full count. That's why they got me started broadcasting, and now I'm 508 or so into it. Done Little League baseball, high school baseball, a football game, 3-2 pitches hit high and deep out to left center field. Harrison's going to watch that one hit way up on the screen for a 2-run home run by Larkin Cordy. Cheris Nichols got that ball up in the strike zone, and Cordy deposited it right to the right of the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard, and John A. Logan's right back in the game. 2-run home runs in the inning for the Lady Vols. That brings Jordan Ming to the plate with nobody on and 2 out. So a single, a double, and 2 home runs in the inning. John A. Logan back in the game, 7-4. Jordan Ming walked in her first at-bat here in Game 2. Looks at a pitch right down Main Street. Fouled off. O2 pitch coming from Cheris Nichols. Another off-speed pitch fouled back. John A. Logan won a doubleheader against Coastal Alabama North, 8-0 and 7-1 back on February 6th. Then on February 7th, another doubleheader. They lost to Pensacola State College 3-1. Defeated Roane State Community College 6-3. And then the next day, a doubleheader against Motlow and Roane, defeating both of those TCCAA schools. Motlow 9-1 and Roane State 3-2. Fouled back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So John A. Logan has played Roane State twice, Motlow State once, Dyersburg State twice, and now Vol State once, playing for the second time. And Vol State's the only team to defeat John A. Logan from the TCCAA. Trying to do it again. Ground ball, base hit into left field. And the inning continues for Anarola. Cheris Nichols getting hit around here by the Lady Vols. They picked up 2 hits in the first inning, 1 hit in the second, and so far 5 as Alyssa Costley, the first-year pitching coach for the Lady Pioneers, comes out to have a conflab with Cheris Nichols, who was given a 7-run cushion after the first inning. Ball State scored 7 in the bottom of the first. Zeros on the board for both teams in the second, but here in the top of the third inning, John A. Logan has come out swinging. 2 2-run home runs have put 4 on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. If you need service on your car, give them a call. They service all vehicles. If you do, ask for Emily Smith, daughter of a good friend of mine who's over there, and she's always extremely helpful to me when I take my Toyota Tundra that I bought from salesman Wayne Hobdy over at Toyota of Gallatin. First pitch to Rolla, misses high and away. On a broadcast here down the road, we'll show you a couple Facebook commercials that were done. Fly ball out to left center field. This could be the second home run. It is not. It stays in the field of play. Collier gets the cutoff from Anna Harrison, and it is another double. This one by Anna Rolla. I believe that's her first hit of the day. It is. She drives in a run. Jordan Ming scores the 5th run of the game. All this happening now with 2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup, Delaney Hilp. I thought that had a chance to get out. It hit off the chain link fence, did not hit off of the secondary netting out beyond the chain link fence. Slider misses away. Hilp is the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the 3rd inning for John A. Logan. Fouled off to the right side. John A. Logan back at home, the softball team, to take on Parkland College on Saturday. I don't have the time here right on this screen as another one's fouled off. See if I can get to their schedule. There it is. Noon Central Time. I think they have an on-campus field. Another baseball team does. 1-2 pitch. Popped up to the left side. Katie Robinson over. She's going to make the catch for the final out. John A. sends 9 batters to the plate. 5 of them touch home plate. 6 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. And that was the final of game 1, 7-5, but we are just now going to the bottom of the 3rd. Ball State with a 2-run lead. Take a quick break, be right back. Katie Robinson, Willow Carden, and Anna Harrison to face Haley Pasquino, who came on in relief in the 1st inning of Lauren Lenahan. First pitch swinging is Robinson, and that ball cannot be handled by Pasquino, and Robinson will reach on the error. 3rd error of the game for John A. Logan allows the leadoff batter on base. That brings to the plate Willow Carden. She had a double to left field, drove in a run in the 7-run first inning. What is happening here? Computer's not listening. Apparently, I'm going to have to yell at it. Willow grounds one to short. Rolla on 2 hops, throws to second to get the lead runner. Carden reaches on the fielder's choice. It's now 1 out. Carden started in 13 games prior to today at 11 hits, hitting .229 as Anna Harrison steps in. Late swing there. Comes up empty. Looked like she was trying to go to the left side. And just a little late on that swing. Squares around the bunt. And down at first base, a nice deke by Carden as she caused Rachel to throw down to first base as she was off the plate. It is 1 ball, 1 strike, not 0-2. Square to bunt. That's going to be fouled. I think it actually hit Harrison in the box, so she'll come back with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Tapper foul down the third base line. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slice down the left field line, just lands foul. Another foul ball that just gets over the home dugout. And Harrison hanging in there tough. That one gets down low. And Carden, a big lead off at second, but Rachel does not throw behind her. And it's a good move on Skylar Rachel's part. She learned from the last time. Swing and a miss. Harrison down on strikes. That's out number 2. 4th strikeout of the game by Pasquino. Lauren Lenahan went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, but by my calculation, not one of those was earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Faced 9 batters. Kayla Fuqua looks at a called strike that winks at the outside corner. See if we can try this. Ground ball right back up the middle, and Pasquino able to handle that one. No runs, no hits, one error, one runner left on base. Ball State does not answer the 5 spot put up in the top of the third, but still leads 7-5. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Defensive changes for the Pioneers. In the infield, Willow Carden moves over to first base. Erica Abbott moves to shortstop, and Carly Costley will move to third base. So Costley, who's the DP, gets into the field of play. Collier will, I assume, then become the DP. So no change in the batting order, just change in defense. Costley at third, Abbott at short, Fuqua at second. Why is that not changing? I take that back. We got a new pitcher. It's Amaya Collier who's pitching now. That's what the difference is. Facing 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup, and Kara Phillips led off that 5-run rally with a single. Collier has missed with the first 2 offerings. And now 3-0 is the count. Carden going to come over from first base. But she'll go back to first. No conversation as Collier misses with 4 wide and walks Phillips to bring Kylie Irwin to the plate. Irwin is 1 for 2. There's a strike called. Collier's 4th appearance of the year. It's her first in relief. 12 innings of work, 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 are earned. That ball will skip on by the glove of Lydia Kirby, and down to second goes Phillips on the wild pitch. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. Collier has walked 18 batters in the 12 innings. She struck out 12. That is her 6th wild pitch of the year. 2 balls and a strike to the Lady Vols third baseman. She singled in the first, flew out in the third. One of the 3 outs of 9 batters who came to the plate. 3 flyouts. That's up and in. And the count goes 3-1. 4 pitchers so far this year for the Lady Pioneers. Brooklyn Levin got the complete game victory in game one. Cheris Nichols with the start here goes 3 innings. As Collier has walked the first 2 she's faced. And those are the tying runs as timeout called as the infield will provide some encouragement to Amaya Collier, who's moved into the circle from playing shortstop. Cheris Nichols had 4 strikeouts. Those were in the first 2 innings. Struggling to find the plate. Katie Futrell, who's singled and homered, stands in 2 for 2 with a run scored and 2 RBIs in this contest. That looks like a pretty good pitch, but not called a strike. Maybe it was down. Ball State scored 7 in the bottom of the first. John A. Logan came back with a 5 spot in the top of the third. That's where we stand now, 7-5. But tying run is on base, right down Main Street with that fastball. On deck, Skylar Rachel. 2 2-run home runs in that 5-run third inning. Clouds have shown up. And ball 3, Collier in danger of walking the bases loaded here in the top of the 4th. I'm supposed to be the public address announcer starting for the women's game at 5:30, and that's in 59 minutes. Ball 4, bases are jammed. It may end Amaya Collier's time in the circle. As Christian Lynn has come over and having a conversation with home plate umpire as Kirsten Smith comes out to the circle. Not sure if she's a pitcher. She's donning the mask as though she is, and it's exactly what's going to happen. Kirsten Smith is going to make her collegiate debut in the circle. And replace, would assume, Collier, but let's see if she comes back out to play shortstop. Kirsten Smith shows no stats as a pitcher. Shows she's an outfielder on the roster. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, Ballard High School. She's also assisted basketball broadcasts. I say that. Yep. Ponytail's hiding down there. She looked like Kirsten, but she has not delivered a strike yet in her warm-up tosses. Looks like she's going to come in for Amaya Collier. I assume that means she's going to hit in Amaya's spot, but we'll see what kind of magic Christian Lynn comes up with. I don't know if there's anything else that can happen. Collier's the only one that's not in the game, and unless Kirsten Smith can come in for Cheris Nichols, and maybe that's a possibility, who was not in the batting lineup. First pitch delivered by Kirsten Smith is in there for a called strike to Skylar Rachel, who's 1 for 2. Carly Costley is still at third. Erica Abbott is at short. Michaela Fuqua is at second. Willow Carden at first. Lydia Kirby's been behind the plate all day long for Lady Pioneers. Katie Robinson in left, Anna Harrison in center, and Kylie Maldonado in right field. 1-1 count, bases loaded, nobody out. Line drive, base hit into left field. It's going to get down and be bobbled by Robinson, but only one run will advance. And it's 7-6 RBI for Rachel. That's her first RBI of the game. First three in the inning were walked by Collier, so that run is charged to Amaya. 10th hit of the ball game for John A. Just catches the outside corner to Trista Moore, who's 1 for 2. One ball, one strike to the Lady Vols left fielder. Kirsten Smith, her first action inside the circle, popped up out to right field. Kylie Maldonado turns, makes the catch. That will drive in the tying run. And that's the first out of the inning. Tagging from second is Katie Futrell. She'll move over to third base. Irwin scores on the sac fly by Moore. We are all tied up as Larkin Cordy steps to the plate. With runners at the corners and one out, she hit a 2-run bomb to left field just to the right of the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard, and it was way up in that netting. 1 for 2 on the game, and there's a changeup that missed apparently down. Looks like a football score there. John A. Logan, Ball State, 7-7. Throw down to second. They've got the runner. Erica Abbott's going to throw to the plate. They're going to get the tag on the attempted steal by Katie Futrell. Get that second out. Down to second base goes Rachel. She is not credited with a stolen base. Futrell will be caught stealing. 6-2. And now 2 outs. Only had 1 pitch. Is that right? No, we had 2 pitches. They got 1-1 on the Toyota Gallatin scoreboard. Base umpire had to come in and confirm. He's actually saying it's 1-0. I don't think that's right. Whoops. Let's get the outs back up there. Ground ball fouled on the third base line. So the count is now 1-1. Nice scoop by Erica Abbott on the throw from Lydia Kirby, who's throwing from her knees. Lydia normally with a really strong throw down to second base, but that one was in the dirt. Abbott dug it out of there and started running the runner back toward first base, but with an eye on Futrell leading off from third base. And as soon as Futrell committed to the plate. Erica Abbott swiveled the hips and threw a strike to Kirby, who made the nice tag right on the helmet. Fouled back by Cordy. In the count. Stays at 1-2 strikes. Allstate trying to get out of here with just a tie, heading to the fourth. Or the bottom of the fourth. Going to need the lights on here soon. Not sure where or who turns them on, but it is pretty cloudy. There's a little bit of sun getting through the clouds. Off to my left shoulder. 2-2 pitch is fouled off. This game started at 3:20. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. Now 14 runs have been scored. Changed up, ground ball to Costley at third. Throws over to Carden at first, and that retires the side. But not before John A. Logan ties it up. 3 straight walks to begin the inning. 2 of them came in to score. Only 1 hit in the inning. No errors. 1 runner left on base. We are headed to the bottom of the fourth, all tied up. 7-7. You're listening on the YouTube channel, specifically for the Ball State Sports Network. Erica Abbott will lead off. Let's see who comes out of the dugout. If that has to be Kirsten Smith or it can stay Amaya Collier to face Haley Pasquino. Ground ball right back to Pasquino, and that's the 3rd straight ball that's come back to her. Well, 3 out of 4, let's say. Maybe it's 4 out of 5. Happened a lot. She gloves this one and throws over to first. It was the 2nd straight inning that a ball came back to her. And it is Amaya Collier who will hit in her spot. I assume she now stays the DP. And a fastball misses high. A lot of nuance of softball and who you can sub. There's ground ball hard. It gets under the glove of second baseman Katie Futrell. It's a single into right field. A 1-out knock for Collier. She's 1 for 3. And Lydia Kirby steps in. She's 1 for 2. Drove in a run with a bloop single in the first. Pitch is high. Throw down to second base. Not in time to get the speedy Collier. Give Amaya her 2nd stolen base of the day. And the go-ahead run in scoring position. Tapper slowly to the left side. Backhanded by Pasquino, and she gets Kirby at first. Now 2 out and a runner at third. Pasquino showing athleticism there, getting out of the circle quickly to backhand that one. That brings Kylie Maldonado up for her 2nd at-bat. walked in the first plate appearance, fouls that one off to the right side. Big run down there at third base. 2 out RBIs, what's needed to drive her in. Pasquino has not shown a propensity to throw the ball to the backstop. There's a base hit into left center field, and Kylie Maldonado gets it done. Clutch. Drives in Collier. The go-ahead run for the Pioneers, 8-7 lead now. Brings up Carly Costley to the plate. So after John A. Logan ties it up in the top of the fourth, Ball State gets the lead back here in the bottom of the fourth. Costley, a tapper, goes foul. She's 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first. Struck out looking to end the second. Ball State scored 7 in the first inning. Lauren Lenahan started the game. Pitched to the first 9 batters. Gave up 6 hits. 1 runner reached on an error, and that allowed all 7 runs to come in. Not on that one play. That's impossible. But as a result, that was the 5th batter that would have been the 3rd out. Shelby Green flew out, or lined out, as Costley fouls that one off. But a dropped fly ball off the bat of Amaya Collier in the first resulted in 5, 6 extra batters coming to the plate. 4 of them singled, another reached on an error. Costley with a ground ball to shortstop. Over to first, and Costley is retired, and that will end the inning. But Vol State, a couple singles, stolen base, and a ground out, produce another run. 1 runner was left on. That's a runner in each of the first 4 innings for the Pioneers. They take the lead after 4. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Three more innings scheduled here for game number 2. Kirsten Smith back out in the circle, getting her first collegiate inning under her belt there in the 4th. And gets the clean inning look as she throws a strike to Jordan Meng. Meng walked and has singled and scored. The 8th batter in the lineup. John A. Logan, Lady Vols, in for a doubleheader today. All State won game 1 7-5, trying to get the sweep. Very, very good athletic program up at John A. Logan. Baseball team's always good. Understand their basketball team or teams are good as well, though I've never seen them play. Smith came on with the bases loaded, nobody out. That one's popped up. It's in play. Michaela Fuquay over her, and she's going to make the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1. Gave up a single with the bases loaded, did Kirsten Smith. Then a sacrifice fly to right field. Then with runners at first and third, a double steal attempt. Ball State able to nab the runner trying to score for out number 2, and then a ground out ended the inning. They did score 2 runs. Those 2 runs are charged to Amaya Collier, who came on in relief of Cheris Nichols. Ground ball to third. Costley stays down. Gloves in, throws to Carden for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Brings up Delaney Hilp, leadoff batter. She's 0 for 3. It's 2 for 4 in game 1, so a 2 for 7 day. First pitch to Hilp is down. 5 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th for John A. Logan. 7 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th for Vol State. They lead 8-7. Popped up, and that's an easy play for Carden. That is out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for Kirsten Smith in the top of the 5th. All State looking for some insurance runs. We'll bat in the bottom of the 5th. Let's get to an alumni spotlight here, just for the fun of it. I do this for baseball. We have a Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone alumni spotlight. We have an alumni patio of brick with players' names that have played at Vol State baseball, and I don't think they have anything like that for softball, but this is, again, my 3rd year getting occasional glimpses at the Lady Pioneers, and I got glimpses of a couple players from last year's team who have moved on. Corey Harris, who was an amazing player, shortstop and a batter, and get in the circle from time to time. She's now playing at Campbellsville University up in Kentucky. And also Katie Davis is now playing at the University of North Alabama. She was a 2nd-team All-American, and, of course, she was a 1st-team All-Conference selection, as was Corey Harris, Lydia Kirby, and Bailey Osbrooks. So those are your alumni spotlights for softball. As Katie Robinson stands in, she takes a healthy cut and comes up empty on the first pitch she sees from Haley Pasquino. It's really settled things down for John A. Logan. It's a called strike there, and she's ahead 0-2. Came on after 2 were out in the first, but 5 runs were already in. First batter she faced, Michaela Fuqua, grounded one off the glove of 3rd baseman Kylie Irwin, and 2 runs scored. Those were charged to Lenahan. Popped up out to center field, relatively deep. Back goes Delp, but she's not going to get to it. Hits off the fence, and Katie Robinson pulls into second base with a do-dat double to lead off the bottom of the 5th. That ball just kept going and going. Slight breeze going out to center field. She's 2 for 3. Robinson's first extra base hit. Shot back to the pitcher, and they're not going to be able to get Carden, and there's going to be 2 on. That was a hot shot. Not sure if they're going to give an error there for Carden or not. There's a bunt laid down by Harrison. Throw down. It goes into right field. That'll score a couple or maybe one. Let's see. They won't send. And actually, time is called. What is happening here? Are they going to say that? No, I think it went into the tarp. So only one run will score. That is Katie Robinson that scores. Carden ends up over at third. Harrison lays down the bunt. Would be a sack, but it was an error on the throw, and now Michaela Fuqua is at the plate. Nobody out. A run is home. It is 9-7. Let's see what I can figure out what happened there. Bunt laid down on the first pitch by Anna Harrison. It was a possible sacrifice bunt. So she gets a sacrifice, but the error is on the first baseman. On the throw that goes down, Harrison moves to second on the throw. Carden moves to third on that throw. I credited Carden with a single on the hot shot back to the pitcher that, again, may not be what the official stats end up showing. I just call it as I see it. There's a called strike to Fuqua. Count moves to 1-1 strike. Ball State with now a 2-run lead. First runs. That one sliced over the head of Carden down at third base. I was about to say it's first runs off of Pesquino, but that's not true. Ball State scored one in the fourth. That was an earned run. Those hits in the fourth were the first hits off of Pesquino. Tapper to the left side. Rollo's going to go to the plate, and they've got Carden, and she's going to be toasted cheese as they've pushed the runner off. They say that Carden is safe, and now are safe at third. They pushed her off the base down there at third base. Christian Lynn is getting upset. They're going to say that two runners are out on that play. The third, I believe it's the third baseman, pushed the runner, or it might have been Rolo, or the shortstop. Let's see if I can get to it on the replay. There's the ground ball to Rolo at short. She throws home. Rachel throws it back to third. She tags Carden and then pushes Carden off of, Hannah Harrison off of third base and then tags her. And they had already said that Carden was safe at third. And so they tag Carden out at the plate, and then she's the second out. I don't know how that happens. But Carden ends up being the second out, and Anna Harrison's the first out, and it's crazy. I'm not even going to try to score that one. I'm going to leave that up to whoever the official scorer is. If they want my input, we'd have to go back and look at the video. So I'm assuming that's what Christian will have to do when he finally gets sitting down with a scorebook. Erica Abbott is at the plate. Michaela Fuqua ends up at second base. Abbott looking for her first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 2 in game one, and she's 0 for 3 here in game two. Came in hitting .482, so you know that hadn't happened much. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And Pasquino is going to retire Abbott on a 1-3. The Lady Pioneers had a really good-looking inning going. But base running ended up being their undoing. One run does score. Katie Robinson with a leadoff double scores on the errant throw on the sacrifice bunt. So there was an error and one runner left on base. As it all shakes out, nothing's going to change. 9-7 is a score. Headed to the top of the sixth. You're listening to the Ball State Sports. Two, three, and four due up for John A. Logan. This is the third straight at bat that Kara Phillips will lead off in the inning, facing Kirsten Smith. As that one is just a little bit too high. We are a half an hour away now from the start of the Lady Pioneers basketball game against the Lady Eagles of Dyersburg State. I'm supposed to be the public address announcer. Cross campus at the Pickle Fieldhouse. Athletic Director Bobby Hudson might have to handle that. I'll get to the PA as soon as I can. So we will not have any kind of a after game conversation. This count now goes 3 balls and no strikes. I'll have to do my player of the game and verse of the game in the last inning. So we'll see if anybody sent in a Bible verse. 3-0 pitch misses. That's a 4-pitch walk to Phillips. Second time she's walked. She did that leading off the fourth. First walk by Kirsten Smith. And ball 1, so that's ball 5. Cheris Nichols had only 1 walk in her 2 innings of work. Throw down is not in time. I think the pitch was called a strike. Toyota Gallatin scoreboard does not show. Now it shows 2 balls. 2-0 pitch right down Main Street. Kylie Irwin is 1 for 2. Singled, walked, and scored a run. Kirsten Smith is the 3rd Vol State pitcher of the game. Changeup floats right over the dish for a called strike. Irwin, the tying run at the plate. So Cheris Nichols went 2 innings. She went 3 innings. She did give up 2 home runs. Ball 3. Throw down to second, and that will get into center field, but Harrison backing up the play comes in to keep Phillips at second base. Stroked foul on the changeup. And that's that netting and padding in front of the dugouts that saved probably a shin burger provided by Line to Line. Game Time Sports Field. They are the grounds crew for the SEC baseball tournament. Tamara Dreer calling me. Full count Ministries, full count again to Kylie Irwin. And she fouls another one softly over the screen, over the seating area. No spectator should have been harmed with that foul ball. Lights are on here at the Nichols Softball Complex. Coming up on an hour and 45 minutes. Drilled foul down the first base line on that changeup. Katie Robinson still in left. Anna Harrison in center. Kylie Maldonado came in for Shelby Green in the second innings, playing right field. Infield's kind of moved around a little bit from the start of the game. Willow Carden, who started at third, is now at first. Erica Abbott, who was at first, is now at short. Carly Costley came out of the DP position. She's playing third. Michaela Fuqua still at second as that pitch misses high for ball four. Back-to-back walks to begin the sixth. And that's going to end Kirsten Smith's afternoon of pitching. She will give way to Brooklyn Levin, who went a complete game in game one and was the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. Take a break. Be right back. Levin has finished her warm-up tosses, and she will face Katie Futrell, the cleanup hitter, who's 2 for 2 in this game. Had a 2-run home run, a single in the first, and has also walked. Right down the can for a called strike, and Levin pumping it in there. Pretty good. That's a nice change of pace from Kirsten Smith, who goes 2 innings of work, gives up only 1 hit. That's popped up out to Anna Harrison in center. She's going to make the catch for out number 1. Smith came on in relief with the bases loaded, nobody out. Did allow 2 runs, which were charged to Amaya Collier on a single and a sac fly. Had a 1-2-3 fifth inning, but ran into trouble here in the 6th, walking the first 2 that came to the plate. Gave way to Brooklyn Levin. Got the first out on a fly out. Now facing Skylar Rachel, who nearly left the yard in the 3rd, hit a double off the top of the fence. Later scored, drove in a run with a single into left field in the 2-run 4th. Right down Main Street for a called strike. Erica Abbott is playing more shaded to the hole over toward third. So turning a double play, at least 6-4-3 is probably not an option. Fastball misses a little bit up, 2 balls and a strike. Rachel, the freshman from Riverdale High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. About 45 minutes to an hour away from Gallatin. Changeup misses up. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. Ball State looked like they were poised to end this one early in the first inning, put up a 7 spot, but John A. Logan with 5 in the top of the third and 2 in the top of the fourth to tie it up as ball 4 gets low and inside and the bases are loaded. Levin gave up 10 hits in game 1, 5 runs. They were earned. Walked 4 batters, but she battled the whole game. That pitch misses. Walked 4, struck out 4, did not give up a home run or hit a batter, and pitched a complete game, picking up her 4th victory in 6 decisions. 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Trista Moore has had a very productive day today. 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs in game 1, and she's 1 for 2 with an RBI here in game 2. Down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases are loaded. Tying in go-ahead runs are on base. Moore hit a solo home run down the right field line in game 1. And a deep fly out to right field pops that one up and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Ground ball fair down the third base line. That'll score 1. Throw to the plate is not cut off and is not in time. We are tied as Trista Moore picks up 2 more RBIs. That just got between Costley and the third base line. Those runs charged to Kirsten Smith. Those are her first 2 runs given up. I'll bring Larkin Cordy to the plate. Looks at a strike called at the letters. She has a 2 home run and 3 plate appearances. That's the first hit of the inning. The 2 walks have come home to roost for the Lady Vols. Another strike call in the outside corner. So close the book on Kirsten Smith. She goes 2 innings, gives up 1 hit, 2 runs. They were earned. Walked 2. Cannot get a decision in this game. This is now in the hands of Brooklyn Levin to win or lose as it stands right now. Lauren Linehan was taken off the hook with the 2-run top of the 4th when John A. Logan tied the score. It's currently in the hands of Haley Pasquino. 0-2 turns into 2-2. Not all in one pitch. It's taken 2. Cooled off from game time. It's now 75 degrees here, according to the Weather Channel. 2-2 pitch goes upstairs. Full count. Ministries full count. Athletic Director Bobby Hudson probably not happy I chose to broadcast softball now. He needed me on the scorer's table to be the public address announcer for the basketball games tonight. Ground ball slowly hit. Abbott will tag the runner. No tag is made. She turns and throws quickly to Costley to get the fielder's choice. So heads up move by Abbott. Tried to swipe tag, but missed it. That is out number 2. And runners remain at first and second. Jordan Meng, 1 for 2, stands in. Right down the middle of the plate for a called strike. Game is scheduled for 7 innings, as are all softball games, I guess. I don't think they ever play 5-inning games or 9-inning games. Not sure why. The game goes pretty quickly, honestly. Count is 0-2. Jordan Meng, the first baseman here in game 2. 0-2 pitch, misses down. On deck, a shortstop, Anna Rolla. Meng 1 for 3 in game 1. She's 1 for 2 here in game 2. Change up right over the plate for strike 3 to end the inning. John A. Logan just could not take the lead. That is a backward K in the book. First strikeout for Levin, the 4th pitcher on for Vol State. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th, all tied up. Bottom of the 6th we go. Amaya Collier leads off, looks at a pitch that whispers at the inside corner for a called strike. I see on the live chat that Kenley Wilson can get through on the chat. Didn't know that you could. But twice with a high and an OH. I'm going with OH being the beginning of IO, assuming Kenley Wilson is an Ohio State Buckeyes fan. It might be silly to think that, though. I am. So OH. 1-2 is fouled off to the right side. Lady Pioneers travel to Motlow State this weekend to take on the Lady Bucks in Tullahoma. Noontime start on Saturday, back here on Sunday to host Lakeland College. I will carry that right here. Line drive, that gets into the gap in right center field. Collier rounds first, and she is not stopping at second. She is going to continue on, slide in safely at third base as the ball gets away, but Collier unable to advance. Collier picks up her second hit. She waited and waited on that off-speed pitch. Let's get her on third base for Lydia Kirby to drive in. Kirby 1 for 3 and a little bloop single. She has yet to really pound the softball. Again, she's looking for her first home run of the year. Why not now, Lydia? There it is. High fly ball out to right field. No, it stays in the yard, gets over the glove of Kara Phillips, and a dive of a slide into second base for Kirby. And she picks up a dudette double and an RBI. They give the Lady Pioneers the 10-9 lead. And that will end the afternoon and now evening for Haley Pasquino. That worked quickly. Ball State gets that lead back. Second RBI of the game by Kirby. And she has 6 on the day. DDAC Communications, owned by Craig Senard, is a supporter of Vol State Athletics. Appreciate those folks over there. If you need it, they can do that. They're located in Hendersonville, in the same little industrial complex as Framework Athletics. And they have been very helpful to Vol State. The pitching change for the Lady Vols, Audrey Upton is the new pitcher. Third pitcher for John A. Logan. Let's see what kind of stats she had prior to yesterday, if she happened to pitch. She had one appearance, unless she appeared yesterday. In her first appearance, 5 innings of work, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Did not walk a batter, struck out 4. She will face Kylie Maldonado here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 on and 1 in. Triple leading off the inning by Amaya Collier. Then a double, nearly a 2-run home run by Kirby. First pitch swinging Maldonado. Fouls that one off. She's 1 for 1. She had a single into left center field, drove in Collier in the 4th for the 9th run. Now she has a chance to drive in the 11th run. On deck, Carly Costley. Maldonado lives here now in Hendersonville. Hits one high out to left center field. Back goes Hilt, and that will hit the screen for a 2-run bomb for Kylie Maldonado. Two more on the board for Vol State. And that's 3 in the inning. That is now 12-9. Trying to see quickly how many home runs, if any, Kylie Maldonado had, and didn't get there quick enough. That's her first. Sliced off the facade of the dugout on the third baseline. A 3 spot here to answer the 2 spot in the top of the 6th to give the Lady Pioneers now a 12-9 lead. Costley is 1 for 3. Tapper down to third. Gloved by Irwin. The throw is not able to get Costly, who will reach on the infield single and move to second base on the error. Let's see if I can. Did not get the runner off second. I'll get her off and then I'll put her back on. The error is on the throw, so an infield single. E5 and Katie Robinson at the plate. Robinson 2 for 3, scored twice, driven in a run. 4 hits in the inning for the Lady Pioneers. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball in the outside corner. Now Upton up on the count. I've got 1-2. The scoreboard showing 1-1. See if our home plate umpire makes the correction. He does. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball to short. Glove by Rolla and throw over to first base right on target for out number 1. Brings Willow Carden to the plate. She is 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI on my scorecard. Started to go and held up on ball 1. Costly out at second base. Wind still blowing mildly out to center field. Just get the ball up in the air. Nice stop by Rachel behind the plate. Garden has 1 big fly on her scorecard, 11 RBIs. There's a fly ball out to left center field, and that's going to hit off the fence for extra bases. Here comes Costly in to score, and that's another dudette double and another run for the Lady Pioneers. RBI for Carden. That's her second RBI double of the afternoon, evening. Scores Costly for the 4th run in the inning. Anna Harrison swings at the first pitch. CC's fouls it off the screen. Down in the count 0-1. Aubrey Upton on in relief of Haley Pasquino. First batter she faced was Kylie Maldonado, who drove a ball out of here for a 2-run home run that gave up an infield single. Got a ground out and now another extra base hit. And 1 ball, 2 strike count now to Anna Harrison, who is 1 for 2. She started that crazy sequence of events. Laid down a sacrifice bunt. Tapper just got a piece of that one. Laid down a sac bunt, but the throw by the first baseman to the second baseman covering first went down and lodged in the tarp, so she went to second. She was later pushed off of the third base bag by the third baseman, Kylie Irwin, during a play that saw Harrison tug out and then Willow Carden thrown out at the plate. 1-2 pitch. Tapper to the left side. Aubrey, I think they might have pulled the foot. They're going to call her out at first. Let's see if they will check with the home plate umpire. They do not. Harrison is retired on the throw by Upton. I thought there was a chance that Jordan Ming might have pulled that foot at first base. Tell you what, Audrey Upton's got a cannon. Now Kayla Fuqua at the plate. Fuqua only 7 RBIs coming into today's action. I'm telling you, she gets on base. 516 on base average coming into today's game. She did drive in 1 run in game 1. She's 1 for 4 here in game 2, so she's due. Takes a called strike. Let's get the score of the balls and strikes up there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, a runner at third. There is laced into left field, and there's the RBI. Big run driving in Willow Carden for a 5-run 6th. Ball State leads 14-9. So 7 runs in that first inning. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and so far 5 here in the 6th. Erica Abbott steps in, and she is due. Runner goes, throw down to second base, goes into right center field. I wonder if they could call interference on Abbott, who walked in front of the plate. Nobody hollering about it, but stolen base and an error puts Michaela Fuqua on third. You don't see a baseball player walk in front of that far in front of the plate. It's softly hit the third. Irwin over to Meng at first base for out number 3. Get that frog out of the throat. Erica Abbott having a tough day at the plate. Now 0 for 5 here in game 2. At 9 sent to the plate for the Lady Pioneers. And they put 5 on the board. Forgot one. Got to color Willow Carden in with my orange pencil. Hits in green and runs in orange. Not that I'm a big UT fan or anything. 6 hits in the inning for those 5 runs. I'd have to see if any of those are unearned. There were 2 errors in the inning and 1 runner left on base. We are headed to the final inning. Let's go ahead and get you the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. That's what I look through here. Kylie Maldonado, 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and 2-run home run. Willow Carden is 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Let's go co-players of the game. Kylie Maldonado and Willow Carden are your Toyota of Gallatin players of the game. We'll get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game here in the middle of the 7th. Ball State with a 5-run cushion headed to the top of the 6th. And Brooklyn Levin out hunting her second win of the day. Gets a called strike on Anna Rolla to lead off the top of the 7th inning, final inning. Popped up and out of play on the right side. Levin gets ahead. Let's see. For the last time, we'll check it one more time. See if anybody sent an email. If you did, to treesports@gmail.com, I didn't get it. So Bo Fuqua is the winner today. He's the only one that I have. Let's make sure. Swung on a miss, and down goes Rolla for out number 1. Second strikeout for Levin. Came on in relief in the 6th of Kirsten Smith. Why don't I see the T. Reese emails? First pitch to Delaney Hilp is outside the zone. So I'll go with my verse. Another one out of the book of Revelation. That pitch gets in on the outside corner. Right after this batter, we'll get to the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Hilp 0 for 4 in game 2. Looks at ball 2 from Brooklyn Levin. Levin, a sophomore from Littleton, Colorado, transfer from Chadron State College. It's her first year in the Lady Pioneer program. Caitlin Davis, one of the top pitchers in the conference a year ago, as that ball's fouled down third base line. Had to have surgery on her arm. She was I think, second-team all-conference. I put away that sheet because I got to hustle out of here. ASAP. See if I can find that real quick. She was second-team all-conference. Check swing fouled off. But she's going to have to redshirt this year as she's still recovering from that surgery. Laura Walker, who we've not seen today, might be having issues as well. Maybe they're trying to give her the time off. So we've seen 4 Lady Pioneers. Line drive, foul down the right field line. Cheris Nichols got the start. Amaya Collier came in for 3 batters in the 4th. Walked all 3. Could not find the plate. Kirsten Smith got her debut in the circle. In college, she pitched in high school. We have a Full Count Ministries full count. The 1 out, nobody on. Popped up. That will get out into shallow center field. Anna Harrison will come in and make the catch. And John A. Logan down to their last out. And here is the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. You find that in Revelation 3:20. I'm sure those of you that are believers and read your Bible at all, you've heard this verse. Here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. It is out of the book of Revelation. John's vision that he heard from God, and that's believed to be Jesus who stands at the door of your heart and knocks. He's not going to push his way in. He wants to be accepted for who he is, the Son of God. Thanks to Full Count Ministries for the use of their broadcasting equipment as I go on the road, swing and a miss, and now John A. Logan down to their last strike. Last year I did an audio-only broadcast for the Lady Pioneers in the TCCAA conference tournament, and that was all Full Count Ministries equipment used there. 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul back. Kara Phillips hanging in there tightly. She has scored 3 runs. She's 1 for 2, walked twice. She steps out. Swing and a miss, and that's your ball game. Lady Pioneers persevere in a game that takes 2 hours and 19 minutes to play. Vol State wins 14-9. They take 2 from John A. Logan here today and move to 14-4 on the season. John A. Logan falls to 7-3. Next game for the Lady Pioneers on Saturday at Montlow State. Back here on Sunday at 1 o'clock if you can't join us in person. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll be broadcasting right here on the Vol State Sports Network. For Dr. T and Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Reese saying so long. God bless you. Thank you for joining me right here on the Vol State Sports Network.